Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we have a feast for the eyes and the wrist. It is the Jaeger LeCoultre Master Compressor Extreme Lab 2, one of only 300 made with red accents, titanium, and ceramic case composition. You can see this extraordinary extreme sports watch on our website, watchyouwant.com. You can purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the video at any time to see our complete listing for this watch with additional accessories, high resolution images, and naturally, complete pricing information. Now this watch is a monster in every sense. 47 millimeters across the round of the case, not including chronograph pushers and crown, 53.5 millimeters from lug to lug, and almost 17 millimeters thick at its extremity. It's an imposing presence that makes a huge statement in terms of aesthetics, engineering, and occasion. Now, normally, I would say a watch of this size would be completely off limits to me, but JLC has created an ergonomic equation that simply defies the normal laws of oversized cases. 47 millimeters, yes, but you can see how short cropped the lugs are. They barely project beyond the flanks of the case, and there is camber to the case, so it flows around the curvature of your wrist. It actually meets you halfway. Now, normally when you have conforming end pieces on a strap, it closes the visual gap between strap and case and eliminates the daylight, so it's a more integrated look, but it's also a harder look to wear on a small wrist because oftentimes the strap simply wants to flare out and fight the arc of a smaller wrist. Not here, because ratcheting lugs, that's for real, actually allow a perfect fit on a smaller wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, but you can wear this watch on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters with absolute security and style. And part of that equation relates to the strap, which is extraordinary in its own right. Now you can see there's actually a rubber insert on the bottom with the ability to aggress gently against the skin and hold the strap in place. It also has relief channels to allow moisture, sweat, grit to escape during hot weather or extreme activity. Now you can also see two leathers stitched together. The strap itself is a monster, with the underside perforated red leather being a little bit shorter than the black alligator on the top. So this calf skin on the bottom helps to create a curvature, a natural arc in the strap itself to fit on a smaller wrist, or frankly, due to the size of the watch, just a normal wrist. Now you'll also see that everything on this watch is not just designed but engineered. The minder is fixed by a screw. Now you can reset it to any position you like, but once fixed, it stays. Very clever, and definitely not the cheap way to go, as this seemingly sundry component suddenly becomes a specialist component unique to the watch, requiring special tooling and special manual operations to assemble. Likewise, the Ardian buckle, a pin buckle essentially, features a double prong but a truly special short, long adjustability engineered in. This is a 4-figure Swiss franc replacement part if you were to buy it separately, and it gives you the kind of perspective to understand just how special this watch is, because it's said that JLC didn't make a cent on these watches, that the Master Compressor Extreme Lab 2, first shown in 2010 and not delivered until 2014, stretched even the greatest manufacturer in Swiss high horology to its engineering limits. And it's not hard to see why. With components as complex as that strap minder and buckle, we haven't even discussed the watch itself. It's a 569-piece movement. Add all pieces of the case, the strap, the buckle, and the movement together, you wind up with over 700 components. And consider this a grand complication, because while it doesn't have a split-second chronograph, perpetual calendar, a tourbillon, or a minute repeater, it does have a chronograph with digital jumping minutes at 12 o'clock. It does have a dual time function with AM/PM distinction in the 6 o'clock sub-register for the stub second time zone hand. It does have a function selector with its own separate column wheel built into the crown, a crown which allows 100-meter water resistance despite not being a screw down. It also features a remarkable hacking lever system. Since that crown doesn't screw in or out, the hacking function of the watch is assumed by a minute repeater-like slider that stops the balance, halts the seconds hand, and allows precise synchronization to a known accurate reference time. Is there more? You better believe there's more, as across the top of the dial is a 65-hour radial power reserve. Now, as it runs down, a red line begins to emerge at 60 and runs counterclockwise until the watch's 65-hour power reserve is exhausted. But when you wind it, it is the more fun way to do it, although it is an automatic watch. You can see the white arc pushing back clockwise across the arc of the top of the dial. Now, is there more? You better believe it, because this watch also features a date with quickset. It features a remarkable quick change lug system whereby you can simply pull the tabs on the bottom, and each one releases the strap on its respective side. So you can quickly insert the rubber accessory strap that comes with the watch, and with rubber, titanium, and ceramic, you're ready to jump in the surf. The watch has an immense amount of functionality. Yes, 569 parts, the caliber 780, entirely ruthenium coated, features 70 joules for smooth operation, and the winding rotor at center uses ceramic bearings, unlubricated, exceptionally efficient, and, paired with unidirectional winding, exceptionally efficient charging of the twin-barrel 65-hour power reserve. Now, the balance is anchored by a full bridge for structural integrity and resistance to shock-induced timing variation or damage. It also features a hairspring guard, much like Ball's spring lock system, to ensure high chronometric performance even in times of extreme handling. Now, it's important to remember that this watch also features an entirely open-worked dial. It's beautifully loomed, it's hugely visible at night. It does feature surprise and delight details as you can look into this jungle of movement components and discover something new under the loupe almost every single time. Now, I relieve the watch of its stop seconds, and you can see that there is center seconds via the chronograph seconds hand. Thanks to a vertical clutch engagement system, you can just leave it running. So you can see constant seconds is an inner disc within the hours subregister for the chronograph. That little moving white line isn't to everyone's taste for counting off the seconds. So if you want to leave center seconds chronograph running, you can. That's the vertical clutch. There's no hazard to the movement. And because it has a crisp column wheel function selection, you can feel as well as hear as you stop and start the chronograph. This watch boggles the mind. It's more complicated than many perpetual calendars, minute repeaters, tourbillon, and of course split-second chronographs that I've encountered. A grand complication that you can take swimming. There's nothing else like this in any manufacturer's catalog. This is effectively what a Richard Mille wants to be when it grows up. You can see it and you can buy it on our website, watchyouwant.com.